What do web giants hope to accomplish with the blackout that Emily was telling us about? My guests are Hemu Nigam. He is the founder and chief executive of SSP Blue. That's an advisory firm for online security. He's also the former co-chair of President Obama's Online Safety Technology Working Group, also a former federal prosecutor. And we have Scott Galloway. He is a marketing professor at NYU Stern School of Business and the founder of L2 Think Tank, and also a Bloomberg contributing editor. And we have Bloomberg Law's Michael Dunn. All right, Michael Dunn, explain what is the legal sort of machinations that are going on here. Anti-piracy, I mean, it sounds like it'd be very difficult to be against anti-piracy laws.
That's right. And the people who are against these particular bills, the Protect IP Act in the Senate and the Stop Online Piracy Act in the House, they claim they're not against fighting piracy. What they're against is the way these bills would go about doing it. Who would bear the responsibility for policing for online piracy, and who would bear the liability for that piracy once it's out there? So
what are they really debating right now? I mean, if you're an internet user and you go to Wikipedia, or if you go to Google and you type in a particular search query, what is at stake?
Well, the way that Google and Wikipedia and other similar sites see it is that they're more indexers. They provide links to information, or they provide user-created content, and they don't believe that they should be responsible for policing copyright infringement of that content that they're sharing. So Google doesn't believe that it should proactively have to scan the results that it's providing to searches to see if they're sites that are dedicated to infringement. And copyright owners, on the other hand, feel that they should. They should be provided a list saying these foreign websites are primarily dedicated to infringement, and that it's Google's responsibility to keep those from coming up in search results.
Hemu, who is going to prevail in this battle between the web giants such as Google and Wikipedia and perhaps the more traditional media companies that actually produce the content?
Well, I think at the end of the day, what's interesting is, and Michael just said, the copyright owners versus Google. The reality is everybody is an intellectual property owner. Everybody is a copyright owner, which is why I find this whole battle rather interesting, because having been the vice president of MPAA's Worldwide Internet Enforcement Department when movie piracy was first hitting, the greatest challenge I saw was how do you take down a foreign website dedicated to movie piracy or anti-piracy or counterfeit goods for that matter. And I think the real crux of this battle or issue is really centered around what does the legislation say? And what it's actually focusing on is trying to stop foreign companies from setting up shop in safe havens across the pond from the United States or somewhere else where companies in the U.S. who own that copyright can't get to them. And what I think is the real focus here is, are they dedicated? Are they foreign? And is a judge making a determination that says, hey, Google, you have to stop the index of this? And if you really put it in the real world perspective, which is what I try to do, think of it this way. There's a house that has tons of illegal and counterfeit stuff that's even dangerous to consumers. A judge decides that. And now it's saying, hey, don't hold up a sign giving everyone directions to that location. That's not what we want you to do. And from a just pure reputation perspective, if I were advising Google, I would say, take a look at it that way. Do you want your consumers to go to things that could be harmful, that are illegal, that hurt the economy, and they're really not just good for consumers?